I really like to enjoy sometimes sharing who I watch, who I entertain myself with. And sometimes I'll probably tell y'all that I have a few recommendations and suggestions of people in my subscriptions that I entertain myself with from watching anything that I find funny and other stuff. But I recently had to drop somebody because of what they had done in changing up their style of content for the worst. So for this ACN Clear, we're going to talk about how this one Latino YouTuber just ruined himself. And I'm going to show off who that is and exactly how they did it. So this is the Old Barrio. And he was a recap YouTuber who I found when I was really interested in recaps. So he was also someone who I enjoyed the style of and how he went with things. But before we get into his content in particular, let's use his profile picture and let's use this site, imageyoutube.com, and let's just analyze the profile picture. So when I click on download, let's see about analyzing this when it comes up. We're going to take a look at it. All right, we got the Old Barrio's profile picture. So from what we see in this is clearly AI generated. It could be for some people, or it could be, something that some people have to nitpick and don't really sit well with because some people just can't see themselves supporting a channel who's going to use an AI profile picture in the first place. But some people can get behind it and get past it. And that's the thing that I understand for enjoying someone if this is just a small detail about them. And for the longest time, this was a small detail about him. But now we're just going to take a look at the last video I watched from him. What would that exactly be? That would actually be Lakeview Terrace. And in this video, what he goes about is, you're doing his usual format of commentating on it, but let's see how he gets into it.
By Aura. Imagine moving into
now, what the fuck is this? What is this fucking movement, Let's take a look at this again.
This video is sponsored by Aura. Imagine moving into your dream house only to discover that your neighbor is obsessing over your every move. And he's not just nosy, he's dangerous and a bit of a
yeah, look at this grotesque. Look at this grotesque shit. And look at how surprising it is on the eyes. And that's the thing about this. With finding out that I was just going to watch any other Old Barrio video after not watching it for a while, this made me discover that he made a new format for himself, which involves motion capture and AI. Now, how you see this format in action, how you see this video really taking its own pace of this is, he just sprinkles it in all around the video. Let's see how he does it even further.
Never go back.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? I'll tell you what happens. Lakeview Terrace happens.
Nauseating look.
Is a 2008 forgotten
very unpleasant movement that you just can't sit with.
Interracial couples, and even to
and it just
ambiguous
looks horrible.
Cuckoldery. Is it
you got this motion capture and AI combination.
And see for yourself.
And
sir, you need to leave.
Even this, even these,
no lie,
use of incorporating memes for the video
one of Sam Jackson's
is just
most intimidating roles that I have ever
very,
experienced.
very
Honestly,
surprising, and it just keeps on going.
Sam Jackson's character
just keeps on rolling through the video, and you're like, this is that format I have to work with. Exactly when I was watching it, I was thinking, this is the format I have to work with if I want to see the entertainment out of the video. And like it or not, this is what the Old Barrio decided to change in his format for what he decided to do for his own content. Now, this is exactly what you should not do. I've never seen this format before until he brought it along, but this is exactly what you should not do to transform your content. I believe that you should not give in to AI for the greater use of it overriding your content. I think giving into AI to where it is evident that you have given into the system and let it consume you pretty much, especially in this way of seeing it so evident, of being like, unavoidable throughout the video. You just have to work with it. It's tough because this means you either mess with somebody still, you either try to enjoy them, or you just let them go. You just let go of the content and you just let go of who they are. And that's what I had to do with the Old Barrio. I had to let him go because he gave in to this really, really, really terrible way of how not to run your channel and how not to run your own video production. And since this is the first that I've ever seen in how someone has used AI in a specific way to make their content be overridden, it's something that I have to speak out for what I want to tell you guys. Because I hate it. It's nauseating. It's gross. It looks horrible. And I could run through the entire rest of this video segments to show you more examples of how ugly this looks, but I'm not going to do that because it's too distracting on my end for how I even saw it the first time. So I'm just giving you all a glimpse of how bad it looked. And now that we've got that covered, we're going to take a look at the comments here and take a look at what other people thought back when I first saw it and how they hold up. He pretty much went for the sponsor here as being the only thing he's going to acknowledge out of the video having a pinned comment, I guess. Let's see how the comments have a little bit of a use of, not being for the crazy stuff. If he hasn't taken those out, because I cannot remember. The first time, all right. The first time I saw this, there was a lot of open comments being like left around of his format being for the worse. So I don't think there's much here I see that is being really against it. I think he might have filtered it out. But, since this was the first and only video I saw of him recently that I had to take a look at and see that it changed so much that I could not stick with it, I felt it was all I need to see. There's not much to show here because I do not want to have to promote the rest of his videos past that point. But his videos were definitely not like this the last time I saw them so long ago. Which wasn't too long ago, but was long enough for him to be able to have time to transform his content. This is one of those things where I think that it looks so egregious that it really sells the point home that you should not give in to AI to work with your content, especially if you yourself are as outspoken as he is, to let yourself be mic'd up for your content, to be editing your content yourself, and then saying, let me use some AI on the side to help it have a little bit of a boost in its production value. That's not going to be worth it. That is not going to be worth it. It's going to be terrible. And this is the prime example that you have to see out of what it is. Not a lot to say here because there's not a lot to really need to boost you guys to let y'all know about how this is a bad example of how to run a channel, because it's the simplest form of letting out change that is not even, tested with anybody. It's not even tested with a test run or nothing. You just forwarded it out to your audience and seeing how they're going to feel about it. And this is the most terrible way I've seen that someone has just embraced AI and let themselves work with it. This is the most, atrocious look, like a salt on my eyes, that I've seen when really trying to work with getting through someone's video, because I'm like, they made me laugh before, but I just want to see how they handle this one watch, and then it's pretty much going to be the last thing I'm going to watch from them, because I'm not going to touch on anything else ever again, pretty much. And that's what happened. So I think this is like solid proof that you guys should not give into the system, should not give into the tool that is being provided, that is completely freely available to you guys at any time, that is of your choice to take up on. Because I think what this channel is doing and what people were against on it for the time, especially with me seeing negative comments when the video was still new, was something that I wanted to really hold on to for putting out to you guys for the right reasons. This is not the way to go about a YouTube channel, especially something that people like out of you for what you yourself have done on your own, pretty much. I don't want to see people fall from grace. And I don't want to see people fall from where they used to be at, and well, where they were better at beforehand, where he basically was. And I don't want that to apply to any of you, because this is definitely something you should avoid. Now, I'm just really glad to be laying this out to you guys, because this is a prime example that I want to showcase to you all, so that you can see what I want you guys to fully be aware of from my deeper understanding. And what I've done in my time on YouTube is something that I want you guys to just see, as simple as it is. Maybe it's for the better that you don't make drastic changes for yourself. You got to keep doing what you're doing in originality, and you can't give in to what other people are giving you and providing for you, pretty much. It's a tough thing to really decide on being in with, physical edits, maybe, and to continue to still doing things physically when other people are using AI conveniently, like, less chores on your own work. But I think when people like how much man-made work is going into things in 2025, and what's going into actual uploads that are consistently being brought out by new and small original creators, no matter how long they've been doing this stuff, it feels like I wouldn't have it any other way, and I want you guys to keep following that. I want you guys to keep following your original format, and I don't want you guys to fall into this ridiculous lower standard that you made for yourself, where people won't be able to sit with it anymore. Because what I'm seeing out of what this turned into, what the Old Barrio made for his content, this is trash. This turned into utter slop. It turned into a whole pile of, dog crap, and you pretty much can't recover from the physical change you made that you're going to upload onto your content and leave there. You're not going to erase it. You're not going to think, oh, this is a mistake, let me go back. You're going to literally make yourself stuck there, pretty much. If he wanted to stay there, then that was his choice. If he wants to stick to that format, that's his choice. But, all I see from me being very, matured, and also seeing what I have enjoyed in fully edited content, is that this does not look like it's going to go well for him. So I've hopped off, and I want to be back. I'm glad to show you guys that I'm really trying to stick to this way of telling you guys what it means to me to want to make sure that you guys can follow a good path, because this is something that I don't like seeing out of the people that are running their own content that so many people are enjoying already, for how it's going in its own right. So I'm glad to let this thought out to you guys, and I don't want you to fall into AI, no matter if attempting a way of its convenience is something that might draw you in for any reason. Let the Old Barrio be a lesson to you to never fall into this, because it's gonna look terrible. It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look pretty. So thank you all for tuning into this segment of ACN Clear. You can definitely comment what you want me to cover next, and I will definitely respond to you guys to tell you what I think. But until then, ACN, we up.